welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about this by-election that happened in Canada. Us Americans call it the special election, the Canadians call it the by-election. I'm pretty sure the British do as well, as some other European countries. And this by-election is really interesting because this is adding more to the pressure on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to quit as leader of his party, the Liberal Party. This election in Montreal. I really hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please let me know in the comments. You can make fun of me or whatever, because I am an American. So this special election, this by-election, that the Liberals have lost. Apparently, it is a long-held seat, as you can see from the title, long-held seat that the Liberals had control of, and they lost about a couple days ago. They have lost a parliament seat, and they've been holding it for decades, and they have lost it to the Conservatives. I believe that's where I read a couple days ago. I didn't watch the election play out, but I remember reading it the morning it happened, because it happened late at night. I woke up the morning and I saw the Liberals lost another seat they've been holding for a while. I didn't know how long. I'm reading this, and I didn't know they were holding it for decades. I just knew they held it for a long time. And it looks like the Liberals have lost another seat, which is more bad news for Justin Trudeau. And I will admit, I did see the video of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau coming out saying, "Oh, this is disappointing, but we're still going to be working. We're still going to be working for Canadians." And the interesting thing is, this really takes me back to former British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, when Rishi Sunak lost or when the Tories lost the local elections back in May this year. And Rishi Sunak's response was, "Oh wow, this is really disappointing, but I'm going to continue getting back to the British people, and I continue working for them. I continue helping them." And he called an election like 3 weeks later, and then he lost that election about a month and a half later. So I really think Justin Trudeau is seeing the same thing as Rishi Sunak was seeing, and it's getting really, really interesting. So look, as you see here, Mr. Trudeau has pledged to lead his party in that election, saying over the weekend that he would not quit even if the Liberals lost on Monday. And what we did see is that the Liberals did lose on Monday. And Justin Trudeau is continuing to hang on. He is continuing to try and remain as the leader of the Liberal Party. He has been leader since 2015. And I believe the Liberal MPs are really starting to see, like, okay, the Prime Minister message is not getting through to Canadians. I don't think they want us anymore, or maybe him. Maybe it's time to give Trudeau a boot. It's worked for the Democrats in America. Maybe it will work for the Liberals in Canada, as Pierre's Conservative Party has been leading big in the polls. As you can see here, the Conservatives have a big lead in the polls. They have been leading ever since, I believe that might be February of 2022, and they just kept going on from there. They have a big lead over the Liberal Party. The NDP, or the New Democrat Party, they have really not changed. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but a couple weeks ago, the NDP announced that they were no longer going to be part of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's coalition, and they broke apart of it after Conservative leader Pierre told them that they should cut and remove themselves from the coalition, the deal. They argued that it was a power grab by Justin Trudeau. So NDP leader Singh announced on social media that he was cutting from the deal. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has repeatedly criticized him for doing so, for saying, "Oh, you're in bed with the Conservatives. You're trying to avoid criticism. You're running away from the and siding with the Conservatives. You can't do that." NDP leader Singh has said that he doesn't side with them. He believes that the Liberals can't really fend off the Conservatives in a general election, and believe his party is to do so. I disagree. I think the Conservatives will win next year anyway, and I really think it's only a matter of time until they do. Trudeau's Liberal Party have been in power for about almost 9 years now, and you're really seeing the Canadians saying, "We've had enough of this party in government. We want change. We want something else." It's kind of something, if you remember, the Labour leader, Keir Starmer, when he was opposition leader, he always ran on change. The Tories have been in power for 14 years. It's time to put a new government in control, and that's what the British people voted for. The Labour got over 400 seats in the Parliament, and so that's what British people are voting for. And now the Canadian Conservatives are hoping that the Canadians vote for them and put them back in power, because it has been 9 years since they were in power. They have gone a bunch of conservative leaders. Their last prime minister, Stephen Harper, he lost 2015 to Justin Trudeau, and Justin Trudeau has been in power ever since. They have lost a bunch, including most recently in 2021. I'll show you that now. So here's 2021. And I do remember watching this election, although at the time I barely had much knowledge of Canadian politics as I do now. So Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called the election, and the Conservatives selected Aaron O'Toole as their Conservative leader. He ran for Prime Minister, and this election was Prime Minister Justin Trudeau trying to get more seats, a bigger majority, because he couldn't pass enough bills. And we really saw after that election result that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was unsuccessful at getting a bigger majority. Also, not only was he unsuccessful at that, but a conservative leader at the time, Aaron O'Toole, he was also unsuccessful at becoming Prime Minister. And the Liberals only gained 5 seats, and the Conservatives gained none. They were right back to where they were started, and it was a really big disappointment to Conservatives. And I believe it was a couple months later that Aaron O'Toole was removed as leader of the Conservative Party. I forget what they replaced him with, and then they eventually voted in Pierre as Conservative leader in the summer of 2022, and he's been leader ever since. He is running for Prime Minister, and it looks like Pierre will probably be the next Prime Minister of Canada, because it looks like the Canadians have had enough of Justin Trudeau. But we saw this election. We saw what happened. Justin Trudeau was able to sneak out the win despite losing the popular vote to Aaron O'Toole, and Aaron did not exactly get the seats necessary to become the next Prime Minister of Canada. So we saw it happening, and you really are seeing, as I said before, the polls. As I said before. Oh, and here is interesting too. So as Trudeau is also likely to face a no confidence vote next week. So this article actually came out today, September 18, 2024. So yeah, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is once again going to be, well, not once again, but he will be facing a no confidence vote. Now, this doesn't really happen that much often in Canadian politics, but if I am wrong, please remind me. And the interesting thing is, the way I've been reading about it, it acts like it's a blowout, but that is not what we are seeing here. As you can see here, the Liberal candidate, I don't even know how to say that, but the Liberal candidate received 27.2% of the vote compared to 28% and 26.1% for the New Democratic, the NDP, the New Democratic Party. So, yes, the Liberals lost this long-held seat, but it wasn't a landslide loss. They lost it by like 0.8%. Sure, this is bad for Trudeau, this is bad for the Liberal Party, this shouldn't be happening, but remember, this isn't a landslide loss. If this was a landslide loss, I believe Trudeau would be even in bigger trouble than he already is. And so, with that, I really don't think that, the Liberals are acting like, this is a disaster, this is bad, we must get rid of Justin Trudeau. Of course, not all of them are saying that, but I'm pretty sure that behind closed doors, they are saying that, and they're really thinking by maybe getting rid of Trudeau, maybe we can change the polls around, and maybe we can win by next fall. Justin Trudeau said himself that he hopes there will be another general election next fall, but on 2025. Conservative leader Pierre has called a general election for this fall. Trudeau said it's not happening. Only he can call the general election unless Parliament votes for a general election. But I don't think that'll happen. Although it'll be interesting to see this vote by next week to see if Trudeau faces a no confidence vote. However, he does have the majority in Parliament, and it'll be interesting. Maybe, obviously the Conservatives will vote for no confidence. We'll see if the NDP votes for it. But if we look at the results from the last election if we look at the results, the NDP doesn't have much. Look at that. Only 25 seats. In 2021, they actually won only one seat and they gained over 3 million votes, but only 25. So if we look at Pierre's, they only have about 119. And if you add that, that still won't be enough to counter the Liberals, unless the Liberals decide to also vote for it. Maybe there's like 10, maybe there's 20, maybe there's 30, and they try to vote for confidence against Justin Trudeau. We will see what happens. We will see what happens with all of this, and we will eventually see in the future about what is going to happen to Justin Trudeau in the no confidence vote. If something happens, I'll let you guys know. There will be a video on it, and things are probably going to get very, very interesting really fast. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe as that really helps out with the channel, and to follow me on Twitter for channel updates and other stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.